Hey, what's up everyone? Gaming Mom 82 here, and on today's video, I'm going to be going over the 80-20 rule and what I mean by that when it comes to Rainbow Six Siege. I've had a lot of comments here and there and people asking me, well, what do you mean exactly when you say 80-20? I thought, you know what? Why not make a quick video on it? When I say 80-20, I'm talking about 80% of the time, the enemy team is going to repeat. Because us as humans, we're creatures of habit, and that it's like you wake up in the morning, I go get coffee, right? But it's a habit of mine. It's something I do every day, and humans are known for that. And that spills into video games, and you'll see it time and time again if you pay attention to it. So when it comes to, for instance, let's go over the attacking team. You're on defense, and they're attacking. Well, where do they spawn? 80% of the time, the next round, they're going to spawn in that same spot. Where do they enter the building? Well, take example of this, of one of my streams recently. I noticed we were playing on Outback. I was doing a flank, and I realized in that the one window in Garage had been broken down. And I mean, this is the opposite side of the map. And in my head, I thought, what are the odds of them doing that on a round two? So even though we were in kitchen in Outback, I had rotated all the way over to Garage, and that very specific window, I put a frost trap on. I didn't want to waste double frost traps because sometimes you do that and that's awesome. So I thought, I'm just going to test this for the chat and let's just test this 80-20 rule. Sure enough, they go in that same window on the opposite side of the map, didn't drone it, felt safe because again, it's, even though you should look for roamers, but we'll leave that for a different video. And I got them. And then I turned around and the teammate felt very comfortable to jump in to go revive his buddy, and I got 2 kills out of it. It was simple, and all it came down to is that I recognized in the moment of the first round that window had been broken down, and that's where they felt comfortable coming in. So when it comes to 80-20, I kind of mean that things, and it falls under, it can get into really, really minute details, and it can just go over broad ones. So again, simple, what I just said. Check your cameras as soon as the round starts. Where did they spawn? What camera did they take out? Because odds are they're going to enter the building from that side 80% of the time. The other thing you want to look at is what characters are they using? Because they're probably going to pick those same characters again. Because again, look at your own habits. And this is something that you can relate to yourself, that I do it all the time. When I put a frost trap down and I or set my traps, depending on who I am, if they get hit by that trap, I'm very hesitant to repeat that same spot because, I mean, hypothetically, they should learn. They don't always do it. Sometimes they test it out. People are people. They're going to do what they're going to do. Another factor you can look into as well is, do they run solo? Because, I mean, this is kind of what they would call a silver move. But if I find there's this one person that's entering the building and they're always running by themselves, part of me is really going to want to pick Cavi and sit back to where they come in, because they're kind of probably going to be a pretty easy interrogation or a kill to pick off, either way. So mental note, when you're playing Rainbow Six Siege, try not to run solo. Not the best idea. The other thing you can learn from it when it even falls under the category of 80-20 is look at who their top fragger is, because sometimes it's worth teaming up with your teammates to take them out. Figure out who they are, do your scan on your cameras, figure out what character they're running, where they're coming from, take that person out, because you've already learned that the 80-20 rule. He's probably going to knock you off, and if you take out the top fragger, and this falls on both attack and defense, odds are you're gonna win. When you're on attack and you're entering the building or you're running towards objective, as we all do, right? We spawn in and away we go. You get spawn peek from a window. 80% of the time, the next round, they're gonna spawn peek again, and they're probably gonna do it from the same window because it worked the first time, right? And it's a whole habit thing. Sometimes they switch up the windows, but then again, you already know, okay, which person spawn peeked you, because this person is very comfortable and likes spawn peeking. Well, then maybe figure out who he is with a drone, kind of scope him out, follow him a little bit, know what side of the building he's on, because odds are he's gonna peek. It worked the first time. And that's the 80-20 rule. So you constantly get it to work to your benefit. And again, it's 80-20. So 20% of the time, you're not going to have those same habits. They're not going to pick the same characters and they're not going to do the same thing. But if you constantly pay attention, you're going to see the patterns, you're going to see the habits of the players, and you're going to be able to use that to your advantage. So on that note, that is what I mean when I say 80-20. And some people are going to watch this video and be like, well, I do that all the time. And that's amazing. And you should. It kind of falls under game sense. But again, I've had a lot of people asking me about it. So I wanted to go in detail what I meant by that so they could take that, what I mean, and implement it into their gameplay, because they will repeat themselves and you can use it to help your team and win some games and have a lot of fun. So on that note, I hope everyone's had a great weekend. We're going into the Monday grind, but you know, it is what it is, right? And yeah, so I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Thank you for watching, and stay beautiful and stay awesome, because you guys really are. And I appreciate everything and everything you bring to the table with me and being so supportive. I am truly blessed. So on that note, bye. When you're recording and your phone goes off and you realize your volume's on